Dude, I like seeing rare things, man. They used to have, I remember, they had somebody who called in our podcast and they said they'd never seen a black little person before.
Oh, like a black midget?
Yeah. And they had one in our town, dude, and he had these dreads, right? This dude named NoDante, right?
NoDante?
Yeah. And he had these dreads, bro, and they were so long he would fucking trip over him when he was running, bro.
Oh, fuck.
But he was a fucking G, dude.
Yeah.
And he would play basketball, but he would kind of cheat a little bit because it was almost like soccer. Sometimes you'd almost catch him playing soccer, but he was so fast you could barely see it.
Like
know?
he would kick it with his feet, but since he was short, you'd let it slide?
Yeah, you'd let it slide.
Not where I come from. But yeah,
Really?
No. We can't have that.
Yeah, man. People, I think he was like a town mascot. People loved him, man. I don't know what happened.
I love how you take calls on your show.
I like that,
we had a brother
man.
named Coincidence in our town.
No,
dude.
you didn't.
Yeah.
Coincidence?
True story. Best brother name I've ever heard.
Coincidence? You ever seen the mom that named her two kids LaWasha LaDryer?
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's real. That's real.
But one of my favorites was, this lady in my town named her kid NoDante. She goes, because I knew he was going to be bad, I was just going to call him Dante, but I knew he was going to be bad, so I call him NoDante. So when I say his name, he already know. You're not supposed to be doing
You
it.
know what's up.
That's so great, dude.
It's brilliant, really.
No Danny. I would name all my kids that. No Susie. Everything. And this girl had the smallest head, dude. And her hair made it look like her head was regular size.
But then it's tiny.
But if you would start like kissing her and touching, like grabbing her head or anything,
feel
you
it?
could almost, you could touch like the back of, like the base of her neck, like that little part, that indent in the back of her neck, and then all the way in between the front of her
God
eyes,
damn,
bro.
tiny.
Yeah, it was so tiny.
It's just a little tiny mousy thing.
Oh, dude.
And then regular body.
Regular body.
It was like the movie Beetlejuice where they sprinkled the dust. You remember that?
Yeah, man, she had that regular body, but she had that, she had that real just, I don't know what kind of head it was.
Tiny
It was
head.
just, yeah.
Tiny head, tiny brain. Did you ever,
It was
you
a
ever
head.
been with a girl when you feel their head and you can feel the tracks? Like they have extensions
yeah.
put in? Now girls do tracks almost.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like, even white girls. It's like a weave, but they put it in there.
I like the traps. I like the tracks, you know. You feel like you can feel around in there and maybe find a bag of dope or something, you know?
I don't like it, man.
You don't?
No.
Yeah.
Leave that shit now.
Kizzy Laurent, the toughest fucking man I've ever met was this woman, Kizzy Laurent. My God,
You ready,
dude.
Are we
She
going?
could jump over a volleyball net, dude.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, she was tough as hell. And she has a son now, actually, who's, I think he's playing college. He might be playing at Georgia or something, but he was a
Beast.
beast. He was like the top running back in Louisiana last year.
Last name Fournette?
No, Broomfield is his name. No, he just got out of high school. I met a gay man because we both bust tables at it could have been Italian food. I don't remember what kind of food it was. Vague Bistro.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It was Vague Bistro.
Yeah, all right.
And it was
Bistro.
It was. And then what happened was he ended up having drugs. He was Italian. He looked like Don Flamenco from Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Can you bring up a picture of Don Flamenco,
The guy with
please?
the rose in his mouth? Was that the rose in his mouth?
Yeah, that guy.
That guy. Oh, yeah.
Bring him
Oh, no,
up.
he was the first
Wait,
guy
I
you
don't know
fought.
who he is.
There
He's the
he
first
is.
guy you fought.
Right there.
Yeah, this guy with the rose in your
Fifth
mouth.
one to the right. One more. Boom. That guy.
Okay.
He looked just like him, right?
Okay.
And he was homosexual.
All right.
And he was a busboy as well, even though he was an adult. And he got me into doing steroids, and we used to run marijuana back and forth across the Causeway Bridge, right? Pounds of marijuana. And he actually did a bunch of pills later and died, drove into an embankment. But one night I'm over at his house,
Side
dude.
note.
One night I'm over at his house. Princess Diana died. I didn't know who Princess Diana was, dude.
Really?
I thought Princess Diana was like the mayor of our town or something. Like I didn't really know what was going on locally.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah, yeah.
We're sitting over at his house high on some marijuana, and he started crying and saying Princess Diana died. And he had just made us some chicken, me and him, and corn. And we're sitting there just having a meal. I don't know who Princess Diana was. I was high as fuck. And then he said he had steroids. And then next
loved
couple
you.
months we used to go. I think he loved me, honestly.
Yeah.
Did
How old were
you
you?
guys ever...
We never made out or anything like that.
nothing.
I was 16.
Did he
No,
ever make
I was
like
15.
Kevin Spacey move on you or nothing? Like, let me
Nope.
see if I can hold you down, Theo.
He just always took care of me. So
Did
I
he?
think it was like kind of like almost like
Yeah,
a father
father
figure kind of
something.
thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because he was probably about 30. You know, he's a 30-year-old
okay.
busboy.
And you were how old at the time?
I was probably 15 or 16.
So he loved
Oh.
you.
He loved me, I
Like
think.
he,
In a
yeah.
weird way, too, though.
Yeah, but just like in it. But he was also the toughest dude in the
Brandon's
world, bro.
trying to get like,
Dude, this
but
dude
in a
would
weird way.
He would knock anybody in or out. He might even knock this girl out.
A tough guy.
Yeah, he was a tough guy. I mean, he was just a tough, like,
Tough, suck
Tough.
your dick type of dude.
dude, he'll suck your dick and then knock you the fuck out.
Did you ever see him like fucking dudes or anything since he was his
punching
father
a
figure?
dick suck?
Nuh-uh. I think he might. No, he would just accuse everybody of being gay all the time. You know? Which I was doing anyway too. So it was fun. You know?
That's fun.
I was like at that age where everybody's like, "You're gay."
I know a lot.
Did you live
gay
with him?
men seem to do that a lot.
No, he lived with my brother though.
Okay.
I set him up with my brother. They both needed a roommate, and they were good friends. And he was a good friend to me, man. He took care of me. He was just like a buddy. Like I never had like kind of like a older brother kind of father, just like kind of that figure.
He was
sad he
was he
died?
open about his gayness?
I was sad that he died. Yeah, he was open about it.
Okay.
And he was cool. And then and we were both bus boys. You know, he couldn't get gainful employment because he had he'd been in jail, in and out of jail.
You had a
and,
felony?
Yeah, and I couldn't get gainful employment because I was 15. You know, so it's kind of like that. You know, we met in
The
that
odd
weird
couple.
space. Yeah, it was the odd couple.
Damn.
But then we started doing doing testosterone, and we'd pull over on
You
the
were
side of the
16
interstate.
years old doing testosterone.
We'd pull over on the side of the interstate and shoot in each other's butt cheeks.
Damn, he never tried nothing.
Never
That's
tried
crazy.
anything. Never even touched my butt weird or anything, man.
Wow.
Really?
He would
Yeah.
inject you with the testosterone.
Yeah, I mean, I was afraid to do it. You
Like
know,
once a week?
I don't remember what it was. You know, we just did a cycle of it or whatever.
He was probably grooming you. He was like, as soon as the kid turns 18.
Oh no, I think. I mean, I'm where I'm from. You can, you know,
It's
you
all
can.
good.
Yeah, you'll cheat if somebody's underage.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
South.
but I don't think he was trying. I don't think he was doing that. I never felt that.
It's the South.
No, he's trying to take care of you.
Doesn't
And
give a
then
fuck,
you
it's
had
the
that,
South.
You had that common, steroid secret.
Yeah, and he just, yeah, he was a good dude, man. He was probably like the first. Yeah, he was just like a good friend, man. I know it sounds crazy, like, but I think he dated. I think I might have. He told me about dates he went on and shit. So I don't think he was trying to.
Were
like,
you
holler
dating
at
girls
me.
and shit?
Yeah.
You tell
I was
him?
dating girls. Yeah, we'd throw. Him and my brother would throw parties. Because both of them were partying and stuff, so they would throw parties, and I'd have big parties. We had this dude in our neighborhood growing up named Herbie that would wear these heels, dude, that his own family made him, and they were like 3, maybe 4 inches high, right? Full shoe heel.
Dude, 6 foot.
Oh, dude, look. And then he would comb his hair straight up, so he was like a small person,
Just
bookended between just fucking things God didn't give him.
why would he do? How old was he?
He might have been anywhere. We were kids, so he could have been anywhere from 20 to 40.
Ah, God, I feel. Yeah, don't do that,
Dude,
like,
he would
just rock your height, man.
Yeah, bro, he couldn't. And his grandparents were tall, were little, and they fucked, and that's what happens. You can't.
Yeah, you get them shitty genetics.
Oh, his grandmother, I don't even know. She might have been 3.5 feet
Busted.
tall.
She's busted.
She wasn't a little person either. She was like a little person, but
But
like with giganticism. You know what I'm talking about? You ever see a little person just rocking that cusp like they fucking
yeah,
fought through it?
like they're the big little person. Yeah, where they don't have that fat ass.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like they look normal, just really small.
Yeah.
Like not a real little person.
Yeah. But little people are always.
All little people have fat asses.
They do.
pH fat, not like.
No. Oh,
like
yeah.
they're muscled ass.
We had this deaf kid in our town. I'll tell you this. Because I lived pretty much in the deaf belt, dude, growing up.
The deaf belt.
They had a lot of deaf by us because they had a couple of hearing impaired schools by us. And so you get a lot of extra deaf in the area, you know? And it's wild when you have a lot of deaf people around because you don't know if somebody's fucked up or if they're deaf, so you're driving by or if they're being rude, So you have to be careful. I remember one time they had a deaf kid that moved in right 2 doors down from us. Handsome kid, too. I think he could have been Italian, could have been kind of Creole.
Yeah.
But some kids beat him up. They thought he was doing bad magic, because he was doing all this stuff with his hands, but...
They whooped his ass.
Yeah, because he wasn't making
They ain't
any,
having it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was doing all of this.
Especially in New Orleans, you got to be careful of that bad magic shit.
Yeah, because he kept doing all those hand signals, but no quarters, no doves. They thought he was doing bad magic, and they fucking beat his ass, man.
Whooped his ass, man.
So that's the kind of stuff that I don't like in the world, man, when people are, just not trying to be a little more patient with each other.
Nah, the world's fucked up right now.
Yeah, I think
man.
that sometimes, like I drove past Tiffany Lane's bowling alley yesterday on Highway 190, and I lost my virginity back there. You
Really?
know? Yeah.
Who was the young lady? Or woman?
It was a girl.
How old?
Yeah, we were both children, and that's legal.
How old were you?
And I was probably 17, and people were throwing rocks at us the whole time we were fucking.
What?
Yeah, very
Why?
Middle Eastern. I don't know why.
Middle Eastern.
But if you never,
You had
it's
your
hard to
pants-
fucking duck, bro. Fucking hot and
Yeah, but whatever it takes to bust that nut. You know what I'm
She
saying?
throw-
Whatever it takes.
She took a piece of shale to the neck that I fucking
and stayed on it.
Dude, I could still.
Yeah, that's that Louisiana shit.
Like, is that a hickey? Nah, not for me, brother. You know, that might be a limestone hickey, but that ain't for me, Dad.
So you just powered through it.
I had to, man. I was young, and all I wanted to do was fuck, man. At that point, I feel like semen is just hiding under your skin, ready to get out any way it could.
You have to get it out.
Like, yeah, you break your arm and just come all over the place. You know, like anything. Somebody sneezed and you'd have a fucking.
I agree.
Just skeet all over your fucking cousin.
Yeah, just some bust on your face. But so they're just throwing rocks at you while you're trying.
Yeah,
to
people were throwing rocks. People were excited. You know,
and that's how they celebrate.
Some of these kids,
get him, Theo. Get him, bro. The fuck?
Come on, buddy. You know, get in there. We had one handicapped kid, and he always said, "Get in there," no matter what you were doing.
Yeah,
dude.
get in there.
They could be like dropping somebody at a funeral in town into the grave, and he
get in there.
Get in there. He would always say that, and he would recite some like AC/DC lyrics every now and then. He had a mental condition.
Yeah,
and so that boy would go off. And
he was there for when you lost your virginity.
Well, he was, yeah. People always bring him into shit. Be like, oh, let's get in there. That's what they called him.
Get in there?
Yeah. They're like, put him in the back, you know.
I can't get right.
Yeah. So there'd be basketball games. It's great, you know. Get in there. You just hear it every now and then. Get you fired up.
Yeah.
You know,
when not trying to sex, though.
Yeah. When you're trying to fuck, you know, and hide from a fucking shale storm, you know. There's a few. There's a few.
Not this day and age. There's no one who has like as grown men has catchphrases. But when you're a kid, there was.
Yeah, when you were a kid, there was catchphrases. They used to do this thing in my neighborhood. Be like, "You mad?" Did people ever do that by you?
Do what?
If you were mad, right? Say if you were upset about something, people could tell you were upset. They would be like this, "You mad?"
No,
and they would hit their throat with their hand.
Oh no, and definitely dude, not.
There's something about it; it makes you so much madder.
So when you're like upset, they go, "Oh, you mad?"
Yeah, but right up in your face, you're like, "You mad, bro?" It makes you so much madder that you fucking start lose your mind.
I love that.
Oh, yeah, but no.
I feel like it'd make me laugh.
Not when you're a kid and you're mad, though.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When you're a kid and you're mad, dude, and somebody's like, "Yeah, mad."
It's mocking you.
Fucking, bro, it burns. It's like somebody taking the top of your spine and just starting to twist it.
Yeah. I feel like I'd be cool with that. Did you use protection with this young lady?
No.
There
was a time period, I feel like, where people use protection.
I feel like it's going away more.
It's going away. Right? I feel like it's going away more.
I feel like
that's
what
I'm
hearing.
Hearing. No, what we used to do, dude, now they had a buddy of mine, this guy, Billy Conforto, and he was homosexual. And we were bus boys. He was a bus man. He looked like Don Flamenco from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Remember that show?
Oh, yeah, with that.
Yeah.
The rose? Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who was like a waiter during the day.
Yeah, Google that shit, Chin. Fuck, man. We're out here describing this.
Oh, Chin's turning American, bro. He used to be so on it, dude. He used to be so on it.
I've never experienced anything like it. Mike
Don
Tyson's
Flamenco.
Punch-Out.
No, the guy that
Don Flamenco.
If you just put Don, there you go.
Yeah, Russian guy.
No, you're not Russian, bro. Wasn't he French? He's French.
My buddy looked just like him, exactly like him. My buddy was a boxer.
Dick.
No, but my buddy did. He preferred cock, but he was also a boxer. Dude, he would fight. Bro, he would fight you and then fuck you after if you wanted to. Mm-hmm. It was up to you guys.
Yeah.
But he was the toughest dude I knew, and he was a bus boy at this place because they wouldn't let him be a waiter because the guy who worked there had some issues. He didn't want gay waiters.
Oh,
and I was
he had that list, though? It's distracting.
Dude, no, he was a fighter. He was probably the toughest dude I know, which was crazy because, you know, this was a time, you know, when they didn't have as many tough gay men, you know? Now you got all kind of tough gay men. You know, you got
you better watch your P's
the
and Q's.
WWE.
Yeah, WWE. I'm sure you got some NFL dudes.
Oh, you got the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh yeah,
you
definitely
know?
Some Browns.
Oh yeah, you got some guys, bro. But this was when Billy Conforto, and he died. He ate a bunch of pills and drove into an embankment. But
was that on purpose, or he's like trying to party?
I don't know. But I will say this, man. Whenever we were kids, we used to do steroids on the side of the interstate. We pull off the side of the interstate and just shoot each other up.
Good place to do it because there's nowhere else in the world to do it.
Well, dude, but nobody's thinking, oh, those two guys along the side of the interstate. They just think, oh, the car's broken down.
No, that's exactly what I think.
Really?
I think those two are injecting D-ball in their ass and sucking each other out.
Oh, dude, you're gross, bro.
You don't think about that?
Bro, you should think. I would think about a million other things before I would think about that.
If I see you with that haircut and some dude who looks like a French fucking assassin, I would assume you guys are injecting fucking Winstrol and sucking each other's gravy.
What are you talking about, dude? You look like you work at a gay construction. You look like you sell 2x4 skins. You fucking.
Hold on, but keep telling the story. So you and your boy would just inject each other and then be like,
dude, you look
that
like
was
somebody
fun.
like everybody else is like, I'm getting a sex change. You're like, nah, I'm just gonna fucking power. I'm gonna earn it. You know what I'm saying? Dude?
I'm gonna force it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it medically done, bro.
I'm gonna force this to happen.
Bro, your dick's gonna hide in your body, and you're gonna be sitting down to pee for the rest of your life soon if you don't start taking care of yourself.
Dude, I'm trying, man.
So we'd pull off and we'd spend time like that. We would do we would do uppers, you know, muscular uppers, and then we would hit the you know, the gym and everything. And then he also sold weed, so I used to drive him across to New Orleans, and he'd pick up like 8 pounds of weed, dude.
He sounds like an awesome dude.
And
he had his demons though, huh?
Yeah, he had his demons, man. I think he was like abused or something when he was growing up, and he used to fight dogs too. He would fight pit bulls and Rottweilers.
Wow, what was his issue with them?
He was just, I think this was a time when, you know, people like were still like, you know, probably treated gay people strangely or something, and so he didn't
never from a Rottweiler though.
But he's like, I'm gonna do whatever I can to be tough. And dude, he would knock him out, bro. He was the toughest.
He's
dude.
a badass.
He was badass, bro, and he's a busboy. So we're out there slinging butters and fucking huffing whipped cream in the freezer.
Damn, getting loose.
Getting loose? What do you mean working hard, bro? You ever been a busboy? That's what you fucking
I was a janitor,
dude.
Bro.
You were?
I was a janitor for a hot second. Get in there. Get in there.
But yeah, this boy would stand at the mentally handicapped kid in our neighborhood. He lived down at the end of the street, and he would just do AC/DC lyrics, you know? But I was about to rock.
And you just over and over?
Yeah, he'd be on his porch like this.
Not bad though. I'd prefer that than him like rocking out some bullshit.
No, he was
good
heavy.
Taste.
Oh, he was heavy. Growing up, they had this dude. You could go watch him, not really jerk off, but you could watch him kind of feel himself in this video store. And he was
older gentleman.
He was older to us. We were children. Everybody was. But he was. They had like these wild western doors at this place called Pat's Video, and they sold shrimp too, right? So the place was kind of
shrimp and videos.
Yeah, dude,
sounds like a dream.
Oh, I agree.
You get fucking blood sport and a bag of shrimp.
That's exactly what we got.
Fucking right, you would, bro.
There was only a couple movies out then. It was all Jean-Claude Van Damme.
You bet. Did they have Cyborg?
I don't know if they had Cyborg. Oh wait, I don't remember what that was.
All right,
that was a little bit before me.
Double Impact.
Yeah, they had Double Impact. They had American Ninja Warrior. I mean, they only had like 6 movies. Then outside of that, they had Shrimp. But then in the back, they had these 2 wild western doors. And
21 and up.
Oh yeah. And we'd sneak over there sometimes, and they always have this dude in there, Mr. Ernest, who lived in our town, right? And he later on, we learned that he was a mentally handicapped, but he was
like to jack off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he wasn't like dick handicapped. He was just mentally.
Yeah, but wanted to bust nuts and work at the video store.
Yeah, he wasn't working there though. He was.
Oh, he just hung out back there.
He was working for himself.
Oh, this got weird.
Yeah.
Oh, so he just hang out in that 21 and up video.
Yeah, he was hanging out 21 because legally he could be in there. So to him, it was like, I can be in here.
It was his Starbucks.
Yeah, it was his Starbucks.
His Starbucks.
But he had a bicycle that had a baby seat on the back, you know, because somebody giving him a woman's bicycle. And back in the day, now you pull your kid in this little carriage and all this shit, and he's in a fucking safety cage with these roll bars.
Hell yeah.
Dude, when I was young, you was buckled in with one fucking buckle,
maybe
in a plastic seat with no fucking sides.
Like this, yep.
No helmet. This is before helmets, dude. Where if you got hit by something, your dad was in a fucking wheelchair forever. Word. You know? Back in the fucking when shit was legitimate. Not these pussy-ass dads with a fucking bike helmet on. I would much rather have a dad that's mentally handicapped from an accident locally than a dad who fucking and then ever see my father in a fucking bike helmet.
Like a
and you can tell your dad that.
Come get it, Dad.
Oh, there's nothing.
My dad put pegs on his bike, and me and my brother would stand on the back.
That's cool. What's up, dog? That's way dangerous,
Put
dude.
those pegs on. Hell yeah, it was dangerous.
Dude, this girl, Chrissy Hunt, in my neighborhood, lost her second toe to those fucking standing on that barefoot. That was her issue. And that second toe. And I don't even know how you get the second toe to do something the other ones aren't doing.
The second toe's longer.
Yeah, oh, that's what it is.
The second toe, if it's kind of like your middle finger. It's always longer than the other one.
Got that reach, boy.
Yeah, bro. So that second toe, the raptor claw, I can see how she got caught in that spoke there. Is that what happened?
It is.
And it ripped it off?
Ripped it off, dude. It was out and about. It pulled it enough anywhere where I guess they couldn't fix it, you know?
At least it's just that, well, that's a bad one to lose. If you want to lose any, you want to lose your pinky.
Louisiana, hell yeah, I got spanked. By Lawton McKee. I'll tell you this dude, Lawton. He said one of his teeth was in front of the other one, directly in front of it, bro. You know what I'm saying? He had that fucking, He was running that 2-5 defense in his mouth. You know, that
He's
front
running that
seven.
I formation in his mouth.
He's running an I
He had
formation.
the fullback in the front.
Oh, yeah.
I know that
And the
goes.
party in the back, you know?
The wishbone.
And he said, and I remember people would ask him what happened to his tooth, and he said he swung that paddle so hard that his fucking teeth, it fucking shook his whole face up and knocked his teeth in front of each other. But that dude spanked me one time in his office. And when you came back from the principal, it was fucked up, but it was also people were like, damn, bro.
You got some respect?
You got some respect.
It's kind of embarrassing, though.
It was embarrassing, but there was a level of respect with it because you made it through it.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that dude can get paddled. And it made you see, I don't want to get paddled.
No.
I'm going to keep my shit together.
Sure, it worked, yeah.
Now imagine there's no discipline in schools. What's going to happen to you?
Would you be...
Nothing. Think about that. Nothing is going to happen.
Well,
and
no.
then we still expect our teachers to give a fuck when these asshole kids are running around.
So you want to start hitting kids?
I'm not saying start hitting them, but I don't think...
You can discipline without hitting them, Theo.
And you can also discipline without being molested, dude. We had a great discipliner, Lawton McKee, a great man. He was a family man, and he spanked kids when they needed
He also
it.
molested kids.
He didn't molest anybody, dude.
See, I just assume in Louisiana they're molesting kids.
No, bro. You're from Colorado. Do you know how much easier it is to molest a kid at high altitude
Louisiana?
who is undernourished
Dude,
with
you
water?
know how easy it is to molest a kid in Louisiana in that thick moisture air?
Yeah,
and
you
all
can
them
barely get your
gators?
hand close to them. The air's so thick.
Nah,
By the time your hand gets close, because it's
You
hard
blame
to
it
move.
on alligators down there. I know you guys do it, bro.
No, an alligator touched his kid's dick. Nobody's believing that. An alligator would bite that thing right off.
Nah,
dude.
slap it with its tail, bro.
it
And you guys got
wouldn't, bro.
catfish that suck kids off. I know
What
how
are you
guys do it down
talking
there,
about?
bro.
Most of our catfish these days are from Vietnam, dude. A lot of our market has gone abroad.
Another
Falling
racist.
asleep everywhere. Falling asleep, indoors, outdoors. Fell asleep.
Fuck, that scares me.
No, I've fallen asleep some really good places.
Did you have those friends where you'd fall asleep, they'd fuck with you? I hate that shit. Like drawing your face, a dick.
No, we didn't have any of that, dude.
Take pictures, dicks in your mouth.
Our
The
vice
silly
principal
stuff
used to
kids
sleep
do.
in
Yeah, fucking you.
Our vice principal, Raleigh Coleman, who was an urban gentleman and who had a
I.e. black.
Jerry curl.
Ooh,
Yeah, he could have been black. He was dark.
Jerry Curl?
An
Yeah.
urban gentleman.
He used to sleep in the trunk of his car at fucking recess, dude. He'd go out, sneak over by the teacher parking lot.
Just because you didn't want anyone to see him?
Yep, and he would tie off his trunk with a little rope, so it was about 3 inches high, and he would get in the
Get that
trunk of his
airflow.
car.
At
and
least it's
fucking
dark,
sleep.
though, you know? That's not a bad idea.
It'd be hot.
Yeah,
Especially in Louisiana.
I don't know why he liked it, but I think he just felt comfort in there somehow. You know,
Probably had
maybe
a
he
pillow and a
didn't have a
blankie.
parent. I don't know what some of his issues
The
were.
Jerry Curl would explain a little bit, but
Curled up, boy.
Curled up,
Wild
that's right.
Raleigh.
you don't see a lot of Jerry Curls this day and age.
And I asked somebody the other day if they would come back, and some guy got
any
offended. But they had a dude in our neighborhood that didn't have any arms and always tried to fucking fight people.
By headbutting?
Huh?
He would headbutt?
He
Or
would-
he'd kick. Hold up. Let me guess. He would kick like an ostrich.
Oh, he could fucking kick crazy, dude.
Figures, yeah.
And they had this other kid in our town, a deaf kid, this fucking deaf kid with a fucking overbite, bro. And that dude would he'd fucking suck the blood out of your neck if he got close enough to you.
Yeah, you gotta be careful of those.
But
man.
this dude, Clint was his name, like Clit, but with an N in it. This dude had no arms, dude. But he could fucking literally get you on the ground and choke you out with his fucking shoulder.
He would just apply that pressure.
Crazy, bro. I mean, he would just be on two legs with that shoulder pointed right at your fucking esophagus.
Get you. Do you ever have any kids with
It was violent
who are
around
who are
us,
mentally
dude. And he
handicapped?
got a driver's license. That was the crazy part. I just remember that.
Would he drive with his eyes?
I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but he had a legal driver's license.
How the fuck did that happen?
No arms, one driver's license.
Killing it.
Not fair.
Probably working for Uber now.
I doubt it, dude.
Making
probably,
tips.
He's probably in prison, dude. I remember he did some bad stuff. Dude, this kid used to poop in his yard, make me bury it when I was growing up. This boy, Mario Rafino.
Mario Rafino? Shout out to Mario.
Why did Mario Rafino...
Actually, he passed away. He actually drove a boat into an embankment and died.
God damn, drugs again?
It was drugs, I think. Drugs and alcohol.
Wait, so he would poo into and say, hey,
He
bro,
would shit on the yard and be like, yo, Theo, come bury
in
this.
his yard, make me hide it, make me bury
why
it.
would you
Was
hide
he
it?
older?
He was older.
And was he dropping logs?
I don't remember that much about the actual poops, but he was just older, and I felt like, to hang out, I had to.
Cover his shit?
Was that a fetish of his? Was he like
I don't
jerking
know.
off while you were
He was
hiding?
not able to communicate well about his thoughts or feelings, and so I just remember he'd shit, I'd bury it, and that was a lot of our friendship.
That was the relationship. You didn't play like cars or video games, you just play the shit game.
I mean, I think we did other stuff, but he was like always kind of like, he was like loud and
That
like
was his thing.
aggressive. I was passive, had a fucking shovel, and that was it,
Yeah.
bro. That was our relationship.
All right.
But I probably buried 200 of that man's poops in his yard.
Wow.
It's a lot of poop in a jar, though, so it never really disintegrates or gets absorbed.
Not in a jar.
No, in a jar. Why would you put it in a jar?
Dude,
Who are
for some
you?
reason.
No, he shits on the ground.
I thought you said he
covers
shit in a
it.
jar. Am I crazy?
Smuckers of shit over here.
I don't know.
Fucking
Fucking
he's bottling
jarring it?
shit. No, he's not. He don't want to bring
guys,
it up.
man, I don't
it's
know.
not gold. He's not
We're not
bringing it
making
back up
preserves.
later.
Didn't you say that he
creep.
shat in a jar and I used to bury
Shat
it?
in his yard.
Oh, yard. So he'd shit in his yard and you would go and bury it.
Yeah, but he died though, huh? Shout out to the
He ended
shit
up passing
guy.
away.
A lot of your old friends and acquaintances died.
Yeah, I think people that end up doing drugs and, driving machinery at high speeds the odds are against you
It doesn't mix.
at a certain point,
That's for damn sure.
when you think about it. Name anybody who uses a lot of drugs and drives at top speed who's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I only know 2 and both of them died. But
Well, because I think the odds are so many more people get away with it. We just hear about the ones who get caught.
Yeah, we had a boy and this kid, I grew up with him actually. We used to go drink at the Ramada in our town. And he,
The Ramada Inn.
this was in Louisiana, in Covington, Louisiana. And I've even talked about this on my show. This boy, Derry was his name.
Derry?
Yeah.
It's an interesting name.
And he used to put people in that hard scarf. He called it the fucking hard scarf, dude. He had this fucking headlock, bro. And you had to have somebody help you get out of it. You almost had to get 2 black kids to help you
He
get
was
him
that
out of
good?
it. Oh, bro, when he put you in that fucking headlock, that hard scarf, boy,
Nasty.
it was over, dude. Yeah, I mean, he would kill you. If you didn't get a couple of brothers to come over and help you out of it, he'd fucking kill you.
You ever had a man choke you out with his tits?
But I had that boy Clint choke me out a couple times with his fucking shoulder, and I guess, I don't know if that's a rib or whatever that is, a high
Tell you
rib.
this right now.
Yeah.
Watch your tone.
Okay. What's going to happen? What are you going to do? Use some of that boxing you've been doing?
Don't you fucking disrespect.